Let's see.
Hello, ladies. It's Suzanne, the Beauty Shaman. And today I'm in part 3 of a 4-part series on women's health, where my guest is the fantastic Dr. Bella Eisenhower, licensed naturopathic doctor in practice for over 18 years, and she has the website maverickmedicinedoctor.com. Thank you for joining me, Dr. Eisenhower.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about the oh my God of menopause, which is, for me anyway, it was the oh my God of menopause, which is weight gain and weight loss. And just all of a sudden, the rules of your 20s, 30s, 40s do not apply. It is a whole nother kettle of fish. And it has taken me a couple of years to really get my head around what's my body doing. And so anyway, let's talk about that. Like, what happened? Like, why all of a sudden everything explodes?
Right. Well, in general, what happens is all the hormones start to, well, even DHEA starts to decline around, even in our 30s, basically. And then as we menopause, our progesterone comes down, even our estrogens come down. But in general, we're eating in a way that we keep, feeding our estrogen fat cells, basically, or fat cells where estrogen is. And that's why we just keep getting more and more weight around our abdomen, our hips, that sort of thing. So it's a real phenomena. It's not you per se, but there's lots of things that we can do to help, help our body transition and learn, okay, well, this is what I need to eat to stay fit or to stay in the weight zone that I like, basically. And it's not, dieting, it's not like, stop eating, and because then your body just goes into that starvation mode, and your thyroid hormone is we start to store our energy instead of burning our energy. So we want to go into glycogenolysis. We want our body to go in and burn fat. We don't want it to store fat, for one thing, and then it's like when we're exercising, whatever we're doing, we want to go into glycogenolysis. And that's what the majority, even our younger women, it's like soon as we start to get hungry, that's actually a hormone that stimulates fat burning, glycogenolysis, that hunger hormone. But what we do in the Western world, we have food, partout everywhere, is that we eat again right away. So our body needs about like 4 hours to really digest, absorb, there's another one in there, but anyway, and then eliminate. So it's like we need to give our body a good 4 hours. And you lived in France, and so did I, and it's like, yes. And there's a great book written by the CEO of Veuve Clicquot, and she says French women don't get fat, and it's a great funny book, but it's true. It's they eat very regimentedly, and if that's a word, anyway. So yeah, they are very specific about what they eat, when they eat, and they eat anything that they want, but it's just the way they eat it, basically. So that's what my plan does. It kind of teaches your body how to reduce insulin and get the glucagon up. Remember, glucagon is what burns fat. So, and then as we get older, we become more estrogen dominant. So when we're estrogen dominant, our thyroid binding globulin goes up in the liver. And when that happens, we might be making thyroid hormone. That's when your doctor goes, oh, your thyroid's fine, your TSH is fine. But what they're not looking at is how much, conversion of T4 to T3, and is T3 getting into the cells. Well, if thyroid binding globulin is up, then you're not. So your metabolic rate just gets more sluggish, and you become more estrogen dominant, basically. So,
wow. So this is, I just want to share with the audience, I think this is such a big thing. It's how, I mean, all these facts are just so important because, and I think, for me, I wanted just to keep eating how I ate. I was running every day. I was very slim. I didn't really have to think too terribly much about it. And literally within a 2-week time period, it felt like 2 weeks, probably wasn't, but that's how it felt. I gained like 20, 25 pounds, and it was like I ballooned. And when it just shocked, like nothing fit. I mean, it was really intense. For me, it was because I'm so used to being able to modulate my weight very easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this is a whole different, it's a different view, but it's also a deeper understanding of our bodies and how our bodies are now operating. They're operating differently. And you were talking about estrogen dominance, and you know, these are really important things. And I think we can't go backwards. You know, I think we can bemoan,
No.
like I bemoaned it, right, for a
Yeah.
good 6 months until I came to see you, and I'm like, okay, let's do it, right? And
Yeah.
then I started really getting proactive.
Right. Well, I just want to put a little clause in there for our beloved fat cells, is that I like my women as we get older to have a little bit of fat for just in case you like get sick or whatever. It's like your body will use that fat to, you know, survive, to get through it. So there is a bit of, let's make a little bit of peace with a little bit of fat that lets you still be the active, you know, person, that you still get to wear the clothing that you like. I mean, it's all about how you feel and about your lifestyle, what it is you like to do. Like, you know, I don't want to gain a lot of weight because I'm very active, and it's like I don't need a, you know, ball and chain around me to have to, you know, balance as well. So it's like, yeah, it's finding that balance and making a little bit of peace with a little bit of insulation, basically.
Right.
But you said something too about, so when our hormones are going low, progesterone, you know, everyone thinks it's the baby making hormone. What does so many other things in the body. It protects our brain and our nerve cells. It regenerates our bones. It supports good thyroid function, and that's applicable here. So when our progesterone, remember our progesterone likes to be 3-to-1 estrogen. So when that's up, your thyroid function, your metabolic rate is better. And so with working with my women, I have to get that just balanced, just right. And I do use a bioidentical, and so that because then you're also getting too hot. So that's where the estrogen comes in. Estrogen actually helps you with hot flashes as really almost as much as progesterone does. And a lot of medical doctors don't see that. So it's just, so anyway, so it's like you want to be hot because you're burning calories, but you don't want to be too hot that you're hot flashing, you know, as well. So it's getting that progesterone up enough that you're regenerating your brain, your nerve cells, you know, protecting your bones. And we talked about hair loss. So, you know, that's all part of the dance too. But okay, should we move on kind of like what your diet could look like to what I like to try to do with women is, of course, get them on a good protocol that's supporting all their systems, but then kind of reteach how to eat that actually kind of jumpstart your metabolic rate. Okay. So like in the morning, it's having green tea. I could talk forever about the benefits of green tea. You know, I used to hate the taste, but now I actually like it. So it's giving up coffee, which actually ends up making you fat. Sorry, everybody's texting me. It's like when your cortisol is going up, then your blood sugar goes up, and then that goes down, your cortisol goes down, and then you start to gather this mid fat in the abdomen when that blood sugar is going up and down like that. So it's like kind of like anyway, your estrogen cells kind of die off in the ovaries, and then they kind of fire up in the abdomen, butt area or hips area. So coffee actually kind of contributes to weight gain, where green tea gets the metabolic rate, kind of activates the metabolic rate basically. And then there's lots of good antioxidants in there. PQQ we talked about, which actually helps regenerate the mitochondria. Well, that's your little energy making, you know, gene protecting and repairing engine in your cells. So if your mitochondria are dying, well, we're dying. So it's like, in order to have good cells, active cells, we need that good mitochondria. And green tea helps, rebuild that mitochondria. So I like to have green tea with breakfast and lunch if you're not caffeine sensitive, and that kind of stimulates digestion, stimulates that metabolic rate. For snacks that actually help kind of stimulate digestion and actually hunger is having an apple as a snack or berries as a snack. If you cannot sustain for 4 hours eating breakfast and then eating lunch, just have an apple, in there, and berries. 20 minutes before a meal, you can have a little bit of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of lemon water, will also help stimulate digestion. So when we're digesting well, that means we're eliminating well and not storing stuff as well. So digestion's really important. And, I've talked about my 30-second, doing 30 seconds of, vigorous exercise. If you're sedentary, if you're working at a desk or whatever, is get up every hour and do 30 seconds of running in place or jumping rope or going to the stairs or whatever. And when you do that, you're burning that excess blood sugar that wants to go into the cells if it's not going to do anything, basically, and be stored. So, and also that stimulates your metabolic rate as well. Okie dokie. And of course, hydrate. We cannot burn fat unless we're hydrated. So a fat cell needs water to go away, to open up, basically. Right. So hydrate, basically. And a little bit of lemon water in there helps the liver as well.
Okay. Great information.
Yeah. So this is all written down on my website, very clear. I have like a little bit of exercise plan where like 3 times a week, you want to be aerobic for at least 45 minutes. When you're just aerobic for like 20 minutes or 20 to 30, you're only burning blood sugar. So when you go to that 45, your body goes into glycogenolysis and it starts to break down fat to, basically give energy to the muscles and to the brain. So 45 minutes is key. In doing that every other day, you don't have to do it every day, but every other day. And then on the middays, but in between days, you could do stretching and strengthening, yoga, or, whatever, basically.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that 45 minutes is what it takes in order to really start burning off the fats that you want to burn.
Yep. It's on your plan. Read it.
Is it? Oh, wow. Okay. Now I've been slapped. No, that's too much. I do go back and read it, but I forgot that. Maybe I knew it.
Well, yours might not. It's like I've been working with you for a long time. So
I know, right? So this is great. I really appreciate all this information. I mean, this is a lot and it's fantastic for people. And I think what's really important, if you feel inundated, audience, is go to her website, the Maverick Medicine MD. DR. MaverickMedicineDR.com for like full information, or go to my website. My blog post I'm going to have some stuff broken down, but really her website's really the key one for this. So thank you so much, Dr. Eisenhower.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, and stay tuned, ladies. We're going to have part 4 of our 4-part series on women's health, and please watch the first 2 as well on insomnia and hair loss. So thank you for watching, and please stay tuned.